Hey guys, welcome to this video. My name is John Watts. I'm a consumer protection lawyer, and I received a recent comment with a suggestion for a video, and I really appreciate those because most of our videos come from suggestions that you guys make, and so definitely keep those coming. But this suggestion was, is it ever a good idea to sort of play the waiting game? So you have some negative items and you haven't paid on them in a number of years, you haven't been sued on them. So do you just sort of leave them alone, or do you take direct action against those? Maybe you send direct disputes, maybe you send disputes to credit bureaus. Do you call them and try to settle? What do you do? And how does all this relate with the statute of limitations? So I thought that was a fantastic question and suggestion. And so let me just give you some thoughts here, and I'll try to sort of structure these a little bit, but all of these things kind of interrelate. So let's start, first of all, what is a statute of limitation? That's the period of time that a company that owns the debt has to sue you. Now, that varies by state. It varies even within a state by different types of loans. You might have a car loan, a written contract, a credit card. All different types of loans will result in different types of statutes of limitation. So you have to look at those and figure out what those are in your state. Now, a general rule is when I'm talking to clients and we have this discussion is if we are pretty close to the statute of limitation and there's no just urgent need on our part to do something, to apply for a home loan, get a car loan, start doing things like that, then a lot of times we'll say, let's just kind of just stay quiet, fly under the radar. If we're 3 months away from when the statute of limitation would run out, I don't want to go apply for a home loan, a car loan, send a letter to the collector, call the collector, because maybe they've forgotten about me. Now, it's not likely that they've just, forgotten about you, but sometimes it happens. And if we go apply for a loan, car loan, home loan, the credit bureaus are set up with these collectors. And they sell a service to these collectors where basically they say, hey, look, we'll tell you when it's a good time to start collecting or to sue this consumer. Because obviously the credit bureaus, know when they're applying for a home loan, when they're applying for a car loan, when they are paying off debt, whatever it is that might trigger, say, hey, this is a good time to go after this person. So if we don't need to apply for anything and we're really close to a statute of limitation, then a lot of times we just kind of like, let's lay low here, okay? Let's not do anything to draw attention to ourselves. Now, if the statute of limitation is a year away, 2 years away, 3 years away, you may not be able to do that, okay? Your car may blow up. You may, just for family purposes, you need to get a new house, or you need to sell your house and buy a smaller one, buy a bigger one, whatever it may be. So I always tell clients, you've got to live your life, okay? You have to still live your life. But if you're close, then it may make sense to kind of lay low. Now, another concept is, how long does something stay on your credit report? That's different from the statute of limitations. Sometimes this is called the obsolescence period. And it's the idea of how long before something becomes obsolete and it must fall off your credit report. For most accounts, we're talking about 7 years, maybe 7.5 years from when you first missed your payment and then you never recovered. So if you missed a payment here and then you made the next month's payment, we're not talking about that, but we're talking about that first payment where you never recovered, never got back on track. Generally, it's 7 or 7.5 years from this point. So your statute of limitation might be 3 years or 4 years. So you might be beyond the statute of limitation, but it's still reporting on your credit report. And you'll even get letters from like Midland, Portfolio, Calvary that will say, down typically at the bottom, it'll say, the law limits how long we can sue you, and we can't sue you for this, but we may still credit report on it. Now, if it's beyond the time period to sue, then you have a lot more freedom to go challenge that account on your credit report because there's no concern about being sued for that, okay? And also, if you need to go get a home loan, get a car loan, apply for a job. Obviously, there's nothing they can do if they can't sue you. And so the other thing to sort of layer on top of all this, so we got statute of limitation, we got the period of time to sue, and then we just have, what do you need with your credit reports? I mean, if you need to get things fixed, then you just have to do sort of a cost-benefit analysis to say, is it worth trying to maybe get this Midland funding off my credit report, this portfolio recovery off my credit report, or this, just regular collection agency off my credit report? Is it worth doing that? Or will I get sued? Well, if it's just a regular collection agency, typically on like a medical bill or a Charter Cable, AT&T, something like that, they're normally not going to sue you because they don't even claim to own the debt normally. So we don't have to worry about them. But the point is, you have to figure out, what do you need, and then what risk are you willing to tolerate? You may need your credit score to come up. Maybe you've got a security clearance coming up. Maybe you do have a home loan, a car loan. And you're like, I've got to take action, even if it results in me being sued. Now, I'll say this. I don't really see the connection between doing a dispute either directly to the debt collector or through the credit bureaus, and then that company turning around and suing you. I'm not going to say it's never happened. I just have never seen it happen. I think if they're going to sue you, they sue you. If they're not going to sue you, they don't sue you. But my sort of caution is, if you're really, really close, I mean, you're 2 months, 3, maybe even 6 months away, well, then maybe we don't want to take any chances. Let's say that by applying for that loan or doing a dispute, there's a 1% chance. Well, I mean, if you're that close, why take even a 1% chance? But in general, I think you're fine to do a dispute, to even contact the company. But of course, you got to make your own decision on that. I mean, when we have clients that we talk to, obviously we know their full story. We see sort of the entire picture, and then we can give them very specific advice. Just watching this video, I don't represent you. So you've got to make your own decision, your own judgment about that. But do keep in mind the idea of statute of limitation. How long do they have to sue? How long will it stay on your credit report? And then what do you need, and what are you willing to accept in terms of risk? So I hope that this is helpful just to get you thinking about this and sort of understanding the various opportunities and risks that come from disputing items on your credit report or reaching out directly to a collector. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Okay, have a good one. Bye-bye.